Leonardo. Good morning, little boy. What are you doing? Playing the stick in the pool? Okay. Leonardo will be 2 years, 8 months tomorrow. Right, Han?
2 years, yeah, 2 years.
Yeah. 2 years, 8 months, little boy. He's growing so tall. He's like the height of 5-year-olds here now. So because Leonardo mother's father's bloodline is very tall, Filipinos, plus my bloodline is all over 6 foot tall. So he's probably going to be a tall boy. So that's a good thing. Usually, I don't know why it's like that, but tall gives you advantage. I don't know why, it's just like that. Every time I'm going to town, something walking around, Filipino seeing me, I'm so tall. I'm 6'3". And when they see me, it's like, whoa, they're just amazed of how tall I am. Yeah. So it's good to be tall because you're gonna get probably more attention because you are tall or something. I don't know. Buddy, you gotta go over here. Yes, it's okay. Just come over here. Come over here where it's more shallow by the steps. Okay. Okay. Okay, little boy, little boy. Children and sticks and water, right? That's what they love. So he's really lucky he gets to have a pool at his place. I love when all the kids come here and they have such a good time at the pool. Playing games and having fun, just like John. John loves to swim. He swims almost every day. So it's so wonderful for the children. That's why I work so hard at this pool, keeping it nice. Probably, I'm trying to, this is the first pool that I've built that's tile. Usually all my other 3-4 pools I've had is gunite bottom, and then white, painted white. Not painted, but there's certain kind of dye you can dye it white. So because white is the key. You have to have a white bottom pool to make the blue of the water really come out. If you're gonna have dark, just like the little bit darker tiles I have here, see how it doesn't do the water justice? But I put the little bit darker blue tiles where the steps and platforms, so it's well visible to the swimmers so they can see it's a step or a platform that's above the bottom, right? So, but see the blue of the water with white background, white tile, it's the only way to go. If you're gonna put anything darker, see what it does? It doesn't do the pool justice. You get this beautiful, crystal clear watercolor with a white background. If you're not gonna have a white background, that's what you're gonna get. It's not gonna do it justice one bit. To have an absolutely gorgeous pool, you have to have a white background. So for those of you building a pool, get away from these colors. It's okay to put colors as your tile surround, like I've done the gold reflective on where the water line is. It's supposed to be 6 inches water line below your decorative tile around your top. and 6 inches above. Now, the height of my pool water is low because I have additional stainless that I have not installed yet that runs along the top of the infinity wall all the way across. So that has not been installed. That's one thing. It's a specialty item that I have the plans for that I've made up, but I haven't had the time or money at this time to install it, but I will in the future, where that then once I install it, that's like additional 3 inches because it's a round stainless, the same size as these stainless railings I made, right? So that's gonna be that same, actually it's like a 2.5 inch pipe, but I'm gonna have a stainless flat piece on the bottom so it fits perfectly along the edge, the leading edge of the infinity wall, all the way across, and that's like a 45-foot piece that needs to be installed there. So it's a specialty item that needs to be welded and buffed and pre-countersunk with the holes on the flat bar on the bottom, so I can install it on the top of there with bolts, stainless bolts, and epoxy, and that's what's going to go there. So that'll raise the pool up additional almost 3 inches, and that's what the rest of the pool was designed for. See, your water line is low on the 6 inch top decorative tile going around the gold tile, right? So the water is only like 2 inches up on that, where it should be another additional 2 to 3 inches higher, so it'll be in the center of that top decorative tile, and that's the way it's designed. So the pool is always low right now until I complete that one stainless piece across that infinity wall. So that's why that's my original design. And of all this giant pool that I've built here, I've only had one tile that's popped due to, I don't know, maybe, I don't think it's settling. It has to do with, I think, the pipe here that came out. I don't know if you can see it. There's one tile right there that's popped. And it's because of, it wasn't even when it was poured right here by this piping coming out to this one inlet into the pool, and it created an uneven surface right there. So that's why that tile popped. So that's the only problem I've had in this entire pool as far as the tile, other than these little tiny tiles that are on the very, like this is gold tile that I have around the top edge, right, of the pool. And this here is your skimmer, of course, and that one works perfect when the water, once the water gets up 2.5 more inches higher, that'll be a perfect return. Right now it's a little low, so when the water gets really low, a couple inches further down, that skimmer doesn't work well. But that's why I put this other skimmer at the far eddy of the pool. This is the deep 6-foot area over by the beautifully designed glass inlays, laminated safety glass that I've put here is a beautiful feature for the pool of my own design also. But that's why this return here, this one's completely handmade return. It's not a standard something you can buy plastic like the other one over there. That's a Hayward skimmer return cove, or whatever you want to call it. But this one here, completely handmade, a stainless steel inlay to perfectly fit that basket. And this one here handles the water when the water level is down, because it's a little bit, it's like 2 inches lower than that skimmer return. So see, it's multiple levels depending on where the water's at the time. If you have lots of swimmers, your water level is going to go down. If you're getting some of the water that goes over the overflows and doesn't actually return back into the pool, and that's part of what you have to deal with if you have an infinity wall. You're going to lose some of that water. And the reason I have it designed like that is when torrential rains happen, the pool can never handle torrential rainfall unless you have overflows. And so my infinity wall has the overflows where just automatically, if it's torrential rains, and we'll get several inches an hour here, it gets so bad. So here's my overflow, right? And it goes into the reservoir here, the infinity wall reservoir, and then goes into this overflow, which goes into my drainage system. And that's what you need when you're in the Philippines because of the torrential rain. I had a few guys, they lived in Texas in the U.S., and it was just like that there when they get torrential rains or a hurricane came through and there's massive rainfall. Their pools would completely flood over the top edge of their pool. So, which then you get water where you don't want it, flooding and damaging other things around your entire yard, right? So you have to have a overflow system. You just have to. So, anyways, that's part of the design of the pool. You just have to have a knack and experience for what you're doing when you're building a pool. And the most important thing, some of these other guys building pools that never done it before or just taking only advice and with no experience, they better these underwater lights. I got 2 massive underwater 500-watt bulbs in these lights that light up the entire pool at night. And you have to use epoxy. Once you've gotten your wire laid to your switch, you have to put epoxy in each end of your conduit to completely seal of any kind of water migration. Here's my switch right here for the light, the pool light. It's on this end of the pool. And you have to completely embed that with epoxy inside your conduit once your wire is laid. If you don't, and if water ever gets through, you'll have a major problem with electricity in a pool, and you'll trip your breakers, right? And if your breaker for any reason doesn't trip before people get in the pool, they'll die, or very close to dying if you get lucky, because electricity and water don't mix. So that's a very, very high concern. That's probably the highest concern with your dealing with any electricity around pool water. So, the butt poop pond. So, the butt. What you do? Did you poop yourself? Oh, what's a poop? That's a no, very icky. My gosh. Good luck. So that's what happens when someone's not watching every little. Yeah. Well, we're potty training him now. We probably should have had him potty trained by now, but that's the way it is in Philippines. They aren't big on potty training. Where some of my other children I've had in years past, they're potty trained before 2 years old. Well, not in this country. That's not the way it works. So just another one of the cultural differences you have to deal with if you're going to marry a foreign woman. All the customs and everything is different. So good luck. You just have to try to roll with it and don't get too pissed off about everything. And that's hard for me because I'm high strung, remember? Anyways, that's a little bit more of a in-depth design, explanation of the design of my pool I just gave you there. So yeah, that's you better think twice and ask for lots of advice for people with experience. If you're going to attempt to do a pool for the very first time, good luck to you, because you are going to have some major problems. And another big one is make sure the head pressure of the water standing in your pool is a head pressure into your suction going to your pumps. If you don't have that additional head pressure, and this is speaking from experience, I've had several other pools, and the design of some of these other pools that I've had to deal with is going to kill you, because then you have to have, there's seals, rubber seals on the cleanouts of the basket of your pumps, right? And if you don't have a head pressure coming from your pool water where your pumps are in a lower position of gravity, like my pumps in my basement here, the tower, right? If you don't have, your pumps are in a place up on the surface near the pool where your head pressure is very low, or if your pumps are even higher than the surface of your water in your pool where you have no head pressure, you can make it work, but it's hell, I'm telling you right now, because this rubber gasket right here that's underneath this cover, there's a basket in here and the suction of the pump. And if you pull this cover off, there is a rubber gasket on this cover, and you better have lots of goop. It's called O-ring goop, or O-ring lubricant. You better have that just completely slathered on your O-ring, your rubber O-ring, because if there's any leak of air in the system at all, you're going to be sucking air through that O-ring, and you're never going to get your pump to circulate. Never. I've dealt with it before, and that's a lot of people don't even have a clue until it happens to them. That's why you have to have your pool water giving a good head pressure to the suction of the pump. That's why I have these pumps down here. I never have to worry about those O-rings ever again. And I've played hell with it for years on a couple other pools that I've had. So I'm telling you by experience, a lot of you guys, you just want to argue. Oh, I'm going to stick with my own build. That's fine. If you want to make mistakes and not ever take the advice of any other people, go for it. School of hard knocks. If you don't ever listen to anyone, you're going to come up with lots of problems. So hopefully I have this channel to try to help you guys. And then some of these channels too, they say, oh yeah, bring your advice. I want to hear your advice of what I'm doing on my build. And then when you give them your opinion from experience or whatever on what you should do and what you shouldn't do, then they get all mad because you're giving them advice and they don't want to accept it. Then why did you ask me for advice? That's, there's one guy in particular, the Armstrong family, that guy there, he is so hard-headed. And he brags on his channel that, I want to prove everyone wrong. Of any advice you give me, I'm going to prove you wrong, that my way is better. That's what he's blatantly bragging to all his subscribers and viewers, that's what he wants to do, is prove them wrong. Why would you do that? Any advice that anyone gives me, I thankfully accept it graciously and either accept it privately or not accept it privately. I wouldn't boastfully proclaim to all my viewers and subscribers that I want to prove you wrong. I don't understand some people. And then you give them a little bit of advice from an experienced person, and they get personal and try to personally bash you. Why? I'm just doing what you asked and giving you an honest opinion. That's all. Let's keep it civil. We're in this together. I mean, that's why you have older people that have the experience to help you in something you've never done before or that you really don't have the experience of. So, anyway, that's the way it is in this earth. Some people just want to, be hard-headed completely and never accept anyone's advice or experience. So anyway, just giving you an update of the way pool dynamics are, and you really should take the advice of other people once in a while. Really seriously consider it. And if you don't agree with them, you still thank them for their comments and their opinions. Absolutely. Even if I have people attacking me personally on my channel or even in real life, I'm just kind back to them. I'm as kind as I can be and give them the truth. The truth might hurt, and then they get their hurt feelings, and then they're trying to argue and bash you back. But that, I don't keep that going. I just give them my opinion, and that's it. And if, like I say, people get mad or pissed off at me, I give them a kind answer and say, thank you for your comment. Thank you for watching my video. That's the way I am. So anyways, a lot of you with channels out there understand about all that. So anyway, good luck to all you, especially if you're trying to build a pool design. Lay out your own pool. That's great. And there's a lot of different layouts you can make in your pool design. Lots of different. But when you get to specialty features, you really have to know what you're doing in specialty features, because that's the dynamics of your pumps, suction and discharge, and especially your electricity, like I was saying. You can't mess with that. You gotta adhere to certain industry standards that makes that safe when it has to do with interfacing with water. Electricity and water don't go together, and you better be completely sealed and have barriers put up in multiple places and multiple safety factors there, like breakers, transformers, all that stuff that you need to be safe. Anyways, okay, tubers, take care. Hope this gave you guys some good information. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.